Hey, you guys, it's Sherry once again with another story time for my bedroom. You guys probably saw a snippet of a video that talked about my brother, my dad, and the dog all in a fight. It it was it was crazy. It was just crazy. But before we get into all of that, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Click the bell for notifications and give the video a thumbs up. Feel free to, what is that? Oh, there's something on my screen. I thought it was something on the wall, but it's something on my phone, y'all. Whatever. Click the bell for notifications and give the video a thumbs up. And also leave comments so we can engage with one another. So this story, y'all, I don't know when it took place. I know that my brother was probably about 17, maybe 18 years old at this time. Now, mind you, my brother's name is Wendell. And so let me share a little bit of the family dynamics of our home. It was me, my dad. Well, it was my dad, my mom, and four children. And my brother has a different father. And my sister has a different dad. And then me and my younger brother have the same dad. So my mom in total had three baby daddies. She was popping back in her day, honey. She had three whole baby daddies. Okay, sis. And so there was always tension in our home. So I have to share with you, like my dad was an alcoholic or what have you. He was just really mean, really argumentative, all of those different things. And he would, now that I look back on my life, it's probably like he was a little terrorizing of the kids. He was terrorizing the family. And he was the type that you was like, when he came home. When he wasn't at home, we were all fine. But then when he would come home, it was and we were all like scattered to our rooms or what have you. And so my dad would allow us to drink alcohol. Probably about the age of 14, maybe my older brother Wendell began to drink alcohol, and my dad did not care because he was an alcoholic. And so my younger brother, he started drinking when he was 14, but I never really drank, and my sister didn't drink during that time as being teenagers. And so my older brother had got a job like at this meat house up on the market. My dad was a butcher, and so my brother got a job up there as whatever he did up there. So he was earning his own money. Now, mind you, every single day, guys, I'm not going to lie about this. I will bring my sister on a whole nother video and let her tell you. We ate pinto beans, like every single day. Every single day. It wasn't real good pinto beans. It wasn't with the you know how you thicken it up and then you have the good cornbread and all of that different stuff. We just ate beans. So my dad was an alcoholic. If he had money, he was spending grocery monies on whatever, but he made sure we ate, but we had beans every day. So we developed different tastes for certain things. So I developed a thing for candy. That's what kept me filled as a young teenager. My sister ate candy as well. Now, my older brother had his own job, so he began to buy his own beer, and then he would go to Kentucky Fried Chicken, which was like right across the street from us, and he would go there and get chicken. And so he didn't have to eat beans. He had been vindicated, honey, from the pinto bean spirit that was in the atmosphere. So he didn't have to eat beans anymore. He ate chicken. And so, but my brother was like a little pig pen. So he wouldn't throw his chicken boxes away, and he would have like beer bottles on the ground. Like, come on, dude, you just can't do that. Go downstairs and throw it in a garbage can. So my dad had a problem with his room being like a little pigsty, or basically a little pigsty. And so my dad told him, you're buying too much beer and you're buying too much chicken. I want you to buy like an outfit or some clothes, some dress up clothes to go to the Kingdom Hall, because we were Jehovah's Witnesses. And so my brother was like, okay, I'll do it. And so I guess he didn't move fast enough for my dad. So my brother ended up going to get some beer again, and he went to get some chicken for dinner. And my dad got peed off because he did that. And he asked him, did you buy your clothes for the Kingdom Hall? And my brother was like, no, I haven't done it yet. He was like, but you're eating chicken and you're drinking beer. Where's, what are you doing with your money? He was like, I had the money set to the side for it, but I guess my brother didn't move fast enough for my dad. I think maybe My dad had told him like a week ago, and he still hadn't did it. But he still saw him come in with chicken and alcohol. So he was upset. Either it was that he was upset, or he was upset because Wendell could buy more beer than what he could. Because he didn't have bills. My brother didn't have bills or anything like that. And so I'm in the kitchen, you guys, washing the dishes because the girls always had to wash the dishes, and the boys, the only thing they had to do was take out the garbage. And most of the times, my lazy brothers, rest in peace, Wendell, would throw the garbage, you guys, like open up the side window to the house and toss the garbage, take the lid off the garbage cans, and then like hang drop the garbage to hit the garbage can. So you're not even going outside to take the garbage. You're hang dropping garbage out the garbage can. And if it fell out, then they would just pick it up the day before they would go to school and pick it up and put it in the garbage can that day. And I'm like, really? But the girls had to do the dishes per usual. And so I'm doing the dishes, and my dad and Window are like right there by the window. Window, my brother, was by the window. So him and my dad are like getting into this argument, and my dad begins to push my brother, and he's shoving him. And I'm like, by this time, you know me, I'm not doing the dishes. I'm looking, oh, is they getting into it? And so my mom hears all this commotion. So she comes out of her room. Now, mind you, we lived in like a three-layer home. So it was like downstairs was the living room. There was another kitchen, and there was a bathroom. I think this place should have been like two separate apartments, but we had the whole thing. So the second level was a kitchen, a bathroom, and my mom's room. And then the third level was like where we stayed. So my mom was in her room. So she came out of her room. She was like, hey, y'all quit that, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Now, mind you, my brother and my dad never got into any type of physical altercations whatsoever. But my dad would really like pick with Window because he kept my brother later came out that he was gay. But my dad must have sensed it years ago when he was a kid. So he would call Window out of his name. He would call him like queer, or he would say, the F word. I don't want to say, the terminology, FAG. Or he would call him gay and a sissy and all these derogatory names. So him and my dad did not have a great relationship with him at all. And so I guess at this point, Wendell's just like tired of it. He's tired because you're badgering me. Wendell's denying being gay, and my dad just kept hammering it and saying it, and anytime he would get upset, he would say stuff like that. So he's saying these terms to Wendell while he's shoving him, but he's pushing him, and Wendell's by a window. So my brother Window, think he's going to go out of the window, which he probably could have went out of the window. Now, these windows that we had were like the kind that they were old windows. They rolled up, they were wood, and it was like a piece of rope or something on each side, and the window went up, and it had like wooden window panes in it. But he was pushing him. Now, later on, my dad said he was pushing him to the corner. But if you're pushing me by a window, then I'm thinking you're going to shove me out the window, regardless if you try to do it or not. But you're going to end up shoving me out of the window, and this could end tragically. So my brother, pow, punches my daddy in the eye. Ooh, I looked. I said, oh my God. So then my mom's like, what's going on? They start fighting. The dog, now we had this little dog, his little black, little mutt or whatever, mixed with something. His name was Shivers, and we named him Shivers because when we got him, when he came home, he was shaking. So we was like, oh, his name is Shivers. So he's biting and yipping, yap, yap, yap. He's biting at Window, and I'm like, at my brother window. And so I tell the dog, no, bite my dad, bite him. He's the bad guy. So they're over there fighting and they're going at it. And I'm like, whoa. So my mom's trying to break it up. I wasn't getting involved because for real, my brother was really giving my dad the business. And deep down, I'm like, get him. So I'm not going to break it up because he's like lightweight winning in on you. And I mean, they were thumping, honey. They were thumping. I said, oh, you ain't calling them gay now, is you? He is thumping with you. So they broke up a fight. My brother runs out the house. He was like, I'm leaving here, blah, 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 and all those different things. It was chaos. It was crazy. And my dad turns around, has a huge black eye. We don't have no steak to put on it. You only buy beans. Put a pack of beans on your eyes. You're supposed to put steaks, but you done spent all the money. So you won't get no steak for your eyeball. So he was like, get out of here, whatever. I don't want you here anymore, blah, blah, blah. And my brother was like, I'm happy to leave, blah, blah, blah. So he leaves and he goes, I guess, over somebody's house for a little bit. He came back maybe like the next day or so or what have you. So my dad couldn't go to work because you got a shiner. You got a big black eye. And if you got a black eye, the first thing people are going to say, what happened? You can't say, well, my gay son beat me up and punched me in the eye. So he decided he wasn't going to go to work. So back then, and this was probably it had to be in the 80s. It was in the 80s. Back then, you could call the job, like a kid could call off for their parents. And he said, call them at the meat market and tell them I'm not going to come in. And so here's me. I was a problem child, y'all. You want me to tell them you got a black eye? That's why you ain't coming to work. He was like, no, just tell him I ain't coming to work. I was like, okay then. So I end up calling off for him or whatever. Let me go back for those that maybe question the fact that my brother was buying beer. Back in the 80s, honey, you did not have to have a photo ID and all of that different stuff to get beer and cigarettes. Now they have all these laws and rules in place. Back then, it was not that. If your mom wrote a note and we knew the store owner, I forgot, we used to call it the dirty store because the guy in there stink really bad. So we was like, I'll go to the dirty store. The dirty store had the best candy though. And so anybody that lives in Cincinnati, the dirty store used to be the Alabama's Fish on Ray Street. So we lived on Pleasant, and so the dirty store was on the corner. So we would go around and she would write a note, or he knew us anyway. So my brother would go around there and buy beer. They never asked you for ID back in that day. And so my brother ended up coming back or what have you. The house kind of calmed down. He apologized. It was tension in the house anyways prior to. So this is just nothing really different. It just kind of escalated. But I don't remember him calling my brother out of his name after that. I got to ask my sister about that. So this is where it turned where I got involved. Oh, and there was a KoolAid Picture involved too. And so me and my brother, his punishment was he had to help with dishes. You punch me in the eye and my punishment is dishes. Oh my God, the tragedy of you having to do dishes. Anywho. And so my brother's helping me do the dishes. My dad comes in drunk. He's talking about some type of crap, whatever it was. He was the type that when he would get drunk, he would rehash the last time you got in trouble and then try to re-whoop you for something that you already got a whooping for 2 weeks ago. You can't re-whoop me for something that I did. Get over it. I did. So he was going into some spiel of something that I had did a while ago. And I'm like, but I already got a whooping for that. So can we move forward? He had a problem with moving forward. Can we move forward? He couldn't get over it. He was just on one that night, per usual. And here I am, per usual, the one that he's going in on. So he's walking to go into his bedroom with my mom. And so I turned to my brother. I said, you better shut up before I tell you to punch him in the eye again. And he heard me say, he must have heard punch in the eye. So he comes over there, y'all, here go the Kool-Aid pitcher. He grabs the Kool-Aid pitcher. Now, I don't know if they have Kool-Aid pitchers anymore. I don't make Kool-Aid because I don't have no small kids. So, honey, he grabbed a heavy Kool-Aid pitcher. This was the one, the ones they have now. I think they do make Kool-Aid pitchers. The ones they have now are so nice and pretty. This one was an old one, and the lid was either yellow or maybe red or green or something. He picked that Kool-Aid pitcher up. He was like, "What did you say?" And I'm like, "I didn't say anything." So he looks at my brother. He was like, "What did she say?" And then he was like, I was washing dishes. I wasn't paying Sherry any attention. And he was like, "If you don't tell me what she said, I'm going to hit her with the Kool-Aid pitcher." I'm like, and that's how honorary I was as a kid, y'all. I promise you, I stayed in so much trouble. I said, if he hit me with that Kool-Aid pitcher, I'm like, "Hey, Kool-Aid!" Which is going to piss him off. And I'm going to get a whooping. But I was about to get a whooping anyways because you rehashing old stuff and you're trying to whoop me for something 2 weeks ago. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, the law doesn't even convict you twice for the same thing. That's double jeopardy. You can't re-punish me for something you already punished me for. So he had this Kool-Aid pitcher, and he told Wendell, he said, "If you don't tell me, crack her with the Kool-Aid." Yeah, here I am trying to figure out a way to stiffen my head up, my scalp, so when he hit me, it won't hurt so bad. I'm trying to brace my scalp. So, cause he had that Kool-Aid picture, like, I promise you that Kool-Aid picture looked like it was like 1,000 feet there. And I'm like, he about to rock my junk. Like he's about to hit me with this Kool-Aid pitcher to vindicate when you couldn't beat him up over here. And I wanted to tell my brother, but my dad was too close. If he hits me, hit him. So, thank God I didn't get hit with the Kool-Aid pitcher because my brother, he refused to tell my dad what I said. But I knew I was wrong. I didn't give a crap. I was so vindicated when he punched. Now, mind you, I don't believe in people punching your parents. But I don't know. I understand it. No, he really didn't just haul off and punch him. He hit him out of fear. My brother Wendell hit my dad out of fear of going out of the window. And if somebody's shoving you by a window, I don't care who you are. The relationship is out the window. The respect level for you is out the window. It could have been my grandmother. Granny, I'm gonna have to slap you a couple of times because I'm just not gonna let you shove me by the window and just, it's just not gonna happen. And so my dad just went in his bedroom or whatever, and my brother nudged me. He was like, "Shut up. Why would you say that?" I said, "Because you punched him in his eye, and that's what he get." And we were all so vindicated because my dad was such a terror. He really was. He was such a terror for so long. And it just felt so vindicating, you guys, for my brother to just like cold cock him. And I'll be honest, I don't remember my dad picking with my brother and calling him out of his name anymore after that. You guys, it's crazy. I done laughed, y'all. I gotta go wash my hands. I done laughed. I done blew snot out my nose thinking about this. This is story time from the bedroom. The dog was okay. He wasn't yipping anymore after that. Everything kind of settled down. It was okay after that. Nobody ever hit him in his eye again. I think that was the only black eye he ever got, probably in his lifetime. I don't know. And well deserved. So this is story time from my bedroom. Hope you guys enjoyed this story, you guys. I will be back again this week to post another video. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Give the video a thumbs up, comment, and also share the video. Have a great day. Bye.